Hi, this is Christina Fredrickson with Together We Heal. Today we're going to be doing the 5 breath yoga class. And the reason why we're going to be doing 5 breaths today is because the 5 breaths, holding those poses, works on your parasympathetic nervous system to rest and digest instead of fight or flight. So I want you to think about that when you're in the moment, when you're taking those 5 breaths. Just really be mindful of where you're at, and then just try to get your brain and your body out of that fight or flight response and into the rest and digest response. So with that said, I'm going to open with our mantra. So earth below, hold me strong. Fire within, burn what's wrong. Water wash but clings too tight. Air bring breath and second sight. Spirit, guide this healing hour. Wounded, yes, but forged in power. So let's begin, and today we're going to begin in child's pose. So remember, everything is for 5 breaths. So we'll go to child's pose, and then we'll go to downward dog and do a downward dog flow for a little bit to warm up, and then we'll go into the standing position and go from there. So let's get started. And today I try to arrange my mats in a different way so that I can try to be as close to the camera with a different angle so you guys can see my positions. And I also have my wonderful assistant today, Georgie, who's a Chihuahua Jack Russell. And he also has a little bit of trauma from his past life because he actually came out of the meth house from a drug bust. So not only is this music good for us too, this yoga music or the delta waves, it's actually good for our pups too. So you want to include them in your meditation, your music, your mindfulness, and then they just bring us joy. But he hasn't figured out that he's not the star of the show, so that's not his place in the mat yet. So we'll see if he figures it out. So we're going to start in downward dog. And downward dog for 5 breaths. See, Georgie's already starting to do upward dog. This is where I want you all to set your intentions today, and remember the goal is to get out of that fight or flight response, to work our bodies, but make our mind be in that rest and digest phase at the end of class. So here we go with the 5 breaths. We're going to come to all fours. We're going to do some cat and cow. So we're going to go up. And down. We only need to do this with 5 breaths. All right, from here, we're going to go into a plank position. And so if you have a little bit of back problems, you might want to just stay on your knees, kind of like in a push-up position, and engage your core. And for those of you that feel like you can go into a whole plank, just meet me in the plank position. Just warm up the core for 5 breaths. All right, we're going to go into our first downward dog for 5 breaths, and during this time I want you to walk out your feet. Make sure your hips are lifted up to the sky. And then from here, we're going to look between our hands, and we're either going to jump, hop, or step. We're going to inhale. We're going to interlace our hands, and we're going to do half moon to the right for 5 breaths. And every breath, I want you to get deeper. to the top. Then we got 5 breaths on the other side. I want you to zip back up to the top. I want you to exhale down into our mountain pose. And yogis, you can be with your feet together because a lot of us have learned that way, but I actually prefer my feet 2 fists apart. So if you want to try that now to get the exact location, that's where you want to be, you can be. So back to Tadasana, our mountain pose. And then from here, we're going to go up into palm tree. So interlock our hands, flip them over, and just stretch. Stretch the crown of your head. And then your root chakra to the ground. Just ground yourself and then stretch. Make sure you get those 5 breaths in. And then from here, we're going to actually go into a tree pose for 5 breaths. So we're going to exhale our right arm under our left arm. We're going to squat. We're going to move our right over our left. And we're here for 5 breaths. I'm going to make sure everything is aligned. If you can't tuck this back, this is fine. And then you can squat down if you like for a little bit more of a challenge. Shoulders back. I'm going to make sure you have good alignment. One more breath. All right, we're going to bring our foot out. We're going to inhale back up, and we're going to bring the left arm under the spine. Squat down, step to the right, and bring our left leg over. And then align with our knees, our elbows, our hands, our shoulders are back and down. Squat down if you want. Challenge yourself a little bit more. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe down the exhale. And then the next one that we're going to go into is tree pose. Did I say tree pose the first time? If I didn't, I'm all messed up today. So I meant for the first one was eagle pose. And now we're going to go into tree pose. So with tree pose, I want you to breathe in, bring your hands to heart center, take your right foot, and you can either be here for 5 breaths, extend your arms out for 5 breaths. This is my leg that has had the knee injury from on the job, so I'm really limited on my range of motion. So I can't come up here with this one, or I can't put it here, so I just put it here. And then I'm going to open my arms up, drop my shoulder blades. Just 5 breaths. We're going to come back down into mountain pose. And we're going to switch sides to our left side, and we're going to breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And tree here. Now this side I have a little bit more flexibility because I wasn't injured on this side. So I can come into here. Or I can come into here. And grow my tree tall for 5 breaths. We're going to exhale down into mountain pose. And then we're going to go into our extended hand to big toe pose. So we want to work into this. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to take our right knee up to about hip height. And then you want to go ahead and wrap it, your arms around it. This might be what you can do today, but if this is where you're at, it's fine. Rotate your ankle. You can also be down here. You can be up here, and then eventually we're gonna do the toe pose for 5 seconds. I'm gonna get creative, reverse it, get a twist in. All right, so we're gonna come back down. Ooh, you can feel that left glute a little spicy right now from that. All right, so you're gonna take your left leg up. Like I said, you might be here today, you might be here, you might be here, or you might be here, or you might be here. You got 5 breaths. Okay. Arms go up to the sky. Exhale into Tadasana. Couple breaths. And then we're going to go into our half moon pose. So with half moon, some of you might need a block, and some of you might not. So I'm going to do this side, so you guys can see me. So with a half moon, what you want to do is your feet are forward, you're in Tadasana mountain pose. I'm just turning this way so you can see me better. You're going to stay a step forward with your right foot. And then you're going to come down. And maybe you can just do this. Maybe you can put your hand on the mat. Yeah, let's scoot back a little bit so you guys can all see. Just eventually want to look up. I got 5 breaths here. Okay, we're going to challenge ourselves from here. And we're going to go into a standing split. And from here, we're going to go into a warrior 3. You can either be airplanes or here. I know it's getting a little difficult. One more. Use heart center, and we're going to come back up. I'm just going to switch sides so you can see me on this side. So same thing. On this side, we're going to be a mountain pose. Step forward with our left leg. Come down if you're here. Right now, that's great. You've been doing this for a while. Put your hand down. That's great. We have 5 breaths here. And from here, we go into a standing split. And then from a standing split, we're going to go into warrior 3. All right, this leg is really hard for me today, or it's just tired. So I'm going to stay in airplane, or you can go here. But I'm going to stay here. And we come back up. And then breathe out into mountain pose. And now we have one of my favorite poses that's coming up. It's called the dancer pose. So we're going to start on the left side this time. So we're going to go ahead and put our left foot in our hand with the thumb pointing up. And then you're just going to slowly kick with your left foot. And when you can't kick anymore, your body's going to fold over from the hips. And then eventually, you'll be able to see that leg over your head. So if you fall out, just come back in and join me. Sometimes there's days like that. My back's been a little off for most of the week, so I've had to do what I don't like to do, is rest. But that could be why I'm a little off today. So we're gonna come back in. Try the other side, our right side. So we're gonna bring the foot up into our right hand. And the same thing, we're gonna kick and kick and kick and kick till we can't kick anymore. Send your hand out, your left hand, and focus. I'm better on this side. All right, come back down. Inhale up to palm tree pose, stretch it out. Exhale down into Dasana mountain pose. All right, now you're gonna step forward with the left foot. And we're gonna go into an intense side stretch. So you wanna lock your hands, just like this. We're gonna put the left foot forward. And we're gonna come down and stop halfway here and breathe for 5. Make sure your core is engaged. Make sure you're not slumping over like this, but your back is flat. Everything is engaged. And you're breathing. Should be on your 3rd breath. All right, we're gonna come back up. We're gonna keep our hands locked. We're gonna step forward with our right foot and fold over. Keep your core engaged, back flat. 5 breaths here. Go ahead and step back up. Take an inhale in. Exhale out into mountain pose. All right, now we're gonna go into a pyramid pose. So it's gonna be similar to the one that we did last time. So we're gonna step forward with our right foot, and then we're gonna go all the way down to our foot. And up 5 breaths here. Come back up. We're gonna step out with our left foot. Come into that pyramid pose. If your nose can touch your knee, that's great. Come back up. Breathe into. Raise your hands up to the sky. Breathe out into mountain pose. All right, from here, we are going to do what's called a yogi squat. So you want to go ahead and separate your feet out, and then you want to squat down and bring your arms up to heart center. And some people can do this. Something that's helped me is to put the block right here, and then come down and sit on it so I can see what position I'm supposed to be in rather than what I'm trying to be in. So this is great. I can feel the stretch in my inner thighs. We got 5 breaths here. From this pose, we're going to shoot up to a 5-pointed start for 5 breaths. And then you have 5 goddess poses. You're going to come down, back out, down, back out. There's 3, 4, 5, and then we're back into the yoga squat. Those of you that want to use that block, those of you that don't want to use the block, want it lower, go ahead and take that challenge. 5 breaths here. We're going to go ahead and bend from the hips. We're going to go ahead and come down. We're going to grab the backs of our heels. Breathe for 5. All right, we're gonna take our left hand, put our left hand down, rotate our right. 5 breaths here. Just another twist. I love these twists. I feel so good on my organs and my insides. Right hand down, left hand goes up. 5 breaths here. Comes down. All right, we're gonna get our feet a little bit more separated. So then you can come down to your forearms if you would like. 5 breaths. Hi, baby. I love you. We're gonna bring your feet back in. From your hips, you're gonna bring yourself back up. Breathe in and exhale. Comes to heart center. All right, now we're gonna do a little bit of flow. So remember, the flow is gonna be slow today because the flow, we're holding for 5 breaths each one. So we're going to start in Tadasana. Let's see where Georgie goes because I still think he's blocking our way. So start in Tadasana, we take a breath up. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, plank position. We're here for 5 breaths. And then we're gonna go into Chaturanga. Since this is your first Chaturanga, if you wanna do it on your knees, you can. And then we're gonna go into an up dog. Oh, it feels so great on my back right now. And then we're gonna go into a down dog. We're here for 5 breaths. This is gonna be where we rest at during this series of class. We take our right foot up and open up our hip. 5 breaths here. You're going to go ahead and hold it straight, and then you're going to come through and step right by your right hand. And then you're going to pivot your left foot down into a warrior 1. You're here for 5 breaths. And then you're going to rotate into warrior 2 for 5 breaths. And then from here, we're going to straighten our front leg. We're going to go into a triangle and push our left hip back, reach forward, and then come down into a triangle. Try not to collapse over your leg. Try to leave your core engaged. 2 more breaths. We're going to come back into our warrior 2. And from our warrior 2, we're going to pivot our back foot into a crescent lunge. And then we're going to come down and twist into side ankle stretch. So you can either stay here or you can be here for 5 breaths. And we're slowly going to come out. Come back up to a crescent lunge, back to a warrior 2. You're going to reverse that warrior, windmill down, back into a plank for 5 seconds, or not 5 seconds, 5 breaths. Really want to get that abdominal work in. Especially for those of us that have back injuries from 20 to 25 years of being a first responder, call out the firefighter, or in the military. You want to keep that core strong. Right, from this position, We're gonna go into chaturanga, up dog, 5 breaths here. We go into our down dog with the 5 breaths. All right, then we're going to send our left leg up and open it up, get that hip stretch for 5 breaths. And then you're going to send your left foot through. You're going to rotate your right back foot. You're going to come into the warrior 1, 5 breaths here. From here, you're going to go to warrior 2. 5 breaths here. And from here, you straighten your front leg, maybe scooch your back leg in. Push your right hip out and reach, reach, reach. And come over into the triangle. Remember not to collapse your body. Look up if you want that additional stretch. Engage your abs. 5 breaths. This is your 3rd one. And then we're going to come back into the triangle. And from here, we're going to go into a crescent lunge. And then from a crescent lunge, hands to heart center. We're going to rotate like we did on the other side. So we can open our arms just like this. On your 3rd breath, 2 more breaths. And you're going to come back up, hands to heart center, crescent moon, warrior 1, back to warrior 2. You're going to reverse the warrior, and you're going to come down, hold for 5 breaths, plank position. Down into chaturanga, up dog or cobra. See the difference between up dog, my thighs are touching the mat. Cobra, they're not, makes it a little bit harder. And then roll over your toes into downward dog. We're here for 5 breaths. You're going to look forward. You're going to step, hop, or jump in between your hands. You're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to inhale into the chair position. And we're here for 5 breaths. So if your arms or your shoulders start to get tired, bring them to your heart center. And the more breaths you take, the deeper I want you to get into the squat. I'll face this way for you. The chair squat. Right now we're going to come out of this really, really, really slow, engaging our core and our glutes. We're going to go into a palm tree for 5 breaths. Exhale back into mountain pose. We're going to take a water break, and then we're going to get set up for our handstand series. So everybody should have water if I didn't remind you to start. I apologize. Okay. So the first kind of way to start doing your handstand is first learn how to do like a dolphin pose and the dolphin flow. So we're going to come back down to downward dog. And from downward dog, we're going to drop our forearms down. And then we're gonna flow from here to here. Here to here. Here to here. We got one more here. And then for the dolphin pose, you're just gonna come up and go ahead and engage your core. And for those of you that want to do a handstand here, you can. The rest of you can come down to your knees. Or you can just stay in that position for 5 breaths. Or if you want to kind of work on that dolphin pose a little bit more, you can get closer to the wall. I'm just going to start practicing moving your legs around and do a handstand.
Hey, babe, I'm just gonna go pick up the med.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Ready? It's okay, where's you going?
You can put them up if you want.
You want me to feed him before I go?
Sure. Thanks, babe. Alright, and now, after you've kind of practiced that a little bit, depending on where you're on your handstand, some people can do freestanding handstands. I still can't. So, I'm going to use this handstand bench that I got from Amazon. It's like $100. It's great, especially if you have some injuries you don't want to re-aggravate by trying to do handstands. So, with this bench, what we want to do, and I'll demonstrate it both ways. I'm going to go head first. And then the easiest way is to bring your knees up on your elbows. You can do them one at a time or both like I did. And then one leg goes up, the other leg goes up. You can start doing different variations. I really like this one. It feels really good on my lower back. And then come back. And then we want to come out. Oh, stretch my back, my pelvis. This feels really good. The gravity going the reverse way instead of down, compressing my spine. From here, we can do it splits. And then trade. Come back into the air. I'm gonna go out here one more time. You can cross your legs here. Sometimes I like to do presses. And come back down, put your knees, and then come out to prone. Definitely a break after that. It takes a lot of muscle. You're working your whole body. Probably had more than 5 breaths there. For those of you that want to see it this way, I'll just go through it really quick so you can kind of see what my body is doing in this position. So, like I said, head goes through, put your hands here, stabilize, head goes through, and kind of work on how you would get into that posture, right? How my back is straight like this, one at a time, or both together, straight up. The one that I said I liked, push my head back to look towards the back wall, drop my feet, and when my hips touch my head, which probably isn't gonna happen. Come back up, come out. This is my favorite one. Keep moving forward. Almost fell out of that one. Come back, splits. Splits again. And then back this way. I'm practicing to try to come down as slow as I can. Whew. I definitely need some water after that. So we're gonna put this back. We're at the 35-minute mark. So we're gonna start still doing the 5 breaths, but start moving down to the floor. I'm very sweaty right now. I think the rest of you are too. So the water. Take your 5 breaths of rest. Join me in easy position. Doesn't mean the class is over. Just means we're gonna sit here for a minute in easy position and breathe. Slow our breath down. Be thankful for what we did and didn't do today. Just be in that moment with the music you can hear in the background. Or maybe tap into something you see in the back, a visual in the beautiful forest setting I have, like the multiple different tigers, the trees. And then from here, we're going to go into a boat pose, because remember I like working out. So boat pose is only 5 breaths. You can be here, you can be here, or you can be here, which is difficult for me today. So I'm going to stay here. 5 breaths. Slowly lower your legs down. And then we're going to go into an upward plank pose for 5 breaths. We're going to come back down. Breathe up. Stretch forward for 5 breaths. Okay, now we're going to breathe back up, come back down, and we're going to go into an upward tabletop pose. So upward tabletop, so just like this, drop your head, 5 breaths here. And come down, drop your hips for a minute. And hug your knees in. Rest. Those get a lot harder when you have to hold them for 5 breaths, don't they? That's why we're not using weights today. All right, and the next one, we're gonna go into a bridge pose. So you're going to go ahead and scoot your bottoms all the way to your heels as far as possible. And then you're gonna grab your heels with your hands. And you're gonna inhale and exhale into a bridge. So your glutes should be engaged, your core should be engaged, you shouldn't be sagging, should be straight here. 5 breaths. And you're gonna come down, and your knees are gonna go under your chest this time. I'm just going to rotate for 5 breaths. And from this point, we're going to cross our feet, pull our hands down, bring everything down, and we're going to go into a yogi sit-up. So you're gonna breathe in, and when you exhale, you're gonna come all the way up to your feet. So from here, you're gonna come into the easy sit position, or if you wanna do a jump through, you can. And then from here, we're gonna go into a tabletop. Tabletop. We got 5 breaths here, so you can do cat and cow if you want for 5 breaths. Right. And then from here, we're going to come up. We're going to go into what's called a camel. So camel is a back bend. 5 breaths are hard even for me. 2 more. 1 more. And then you're gonna come forward into what is the rabbit pose. So it's kind of like a child's pose, but you're gonna keep your knees up. And it's basically gonna just do the opposite of what that pose just did for us. From here, go into a downward dog. And for those of you that can hop, step, or jump through, I'm going to do that in practice. So eventually I will be able to do it. Downward dog. All right. Whew. And then now from here, we're going to do some shoulder stands before we cool down, because I think we got about 5 minutes. So let's do a shoulder stand. Shoulder stand. You're going to move your momentum up, and your elbows are going to be into the mat. It's like you were doing handstands. So you can go here. You can go here. You can go straight up. And then you can come back into a plow. If you want the extra, grab your hands. You got 5 breaths here, some plow. You're going to slowly lower your back to the floor, and then slower than you want to, lower your legs down. And we're going to bring our right leg in. Right leg up, stretch that hamstring. Right leg across. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. You're going to look over to your right. Oh, this feels great on my back. And then you're going to go ahead and put your right foot on your left knee and pull through, or you're going to slide your right leg, bring your back foot down. Hold here, 5 breaths. All right, knees go back to center. And now we're going to take the left leg down. Oh, excuse me, the right leg down. Hold left knee in. Come up into a hamstring stretch. Then go across. Shoulders flat on the mat. Look over to your right hand. I know we're getting close to the 45-minute mark, but we're almost done. Just got to finish what we're doing on this side, like we did on the other side, and then we're going into our Shavasana. So then from here, you're going to put your left heel underneath your right knee. You can hold here, or you can push your left foot forward, and then bring your right foot down, grab it, and grab here. This was so hard for me to figure out without doing that little trick. And from here, we're gonna zip our legs back up, and we're gonna go down. Keep our arms up, so you got your core totally engaged, and we're going as slow as possible. And then your other side. Go ahead and spread out your feet, get into a comfortable position. You know, have your arms at your side. I like to put my hand over my heart, over my stomach. We have 5 breaths here of just peace and quiet. Really get that rest and digest out of that fight or flight response. As always, if this makes you feel good and you have more time, I really recommend that you stay here, do just a little bit of meditating. But since we're probably at the 45-minute mark, we're gonna roll over onto the right or left side. Our head is going to be the last thing that we put up. And we're gonna sit into the easy position. I'm gonna need my closing mantra for class, which is, Earth, I thank you, you held me in stillness. Fire, I thank you, you transform me through flame. Water, I thank you, you carried sorrow away. Air, I thank you, you helped me speak and release. Spirit, I thank you, you light the pathway within. I honor the warrior I am becoming, and so I rise and continue on my healing journey. So if you like my content, please subscribe, leave any comments that you'd like, share the profile, because we're just doing this all for free for all of our veterans and first responders or anybody that suffers from PTSD. It's been a long battle for me for several years now. So we're here for you. Yeah, please like, subscribe, ask us questions. Other than that, have a great day and thank you for tuning in. Namaste.